Hi, Jamie. Planned Parenthood gets hundreds of millions of taxpayer dollars for each year, over $300 million just last year. And the protesters want that to stop because they say the group has demonstrated, quote, blatant racism against the black community by targeting African American women for abortions and putting clinics in predominantly black neighborhoods.
Hello, this is Irene.
Hi, I'm interested in making a donation today.
Did you want to do it by credit card, or did you want to send in a check?
I'd like to send in a check, hopefully an anonymous check because of the cause. I'd like to send in a check. I'd like to fund one abortion.
Okay.
I was wondering if that would be possible.
Yes, we can definitely put that.
Can I make the donation specifically for a minority group?
Like a specific group of color, or like a group of...
I mean, like, I want the abortion to be for an African-American baby.
Okay.
And I was wondering if that could be possible.
The exact amount we charge right now is $450 for an abortion.
Okay, $450.
Mm-hmm. And we can definitely designate it for an African-American.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
All right, what's going on? IUIC LA, Cuts from the Street, we're back again. I'm Soldier Jeshron, with me,
Officer David Judith,
and
Soldier Ezekiel.
So we're back again, and we're on one of the craziest topics, abortions. We gotta go to the people. We need to know what's on their minds. What do you guys think we're gonna be walking into today?
I think we're gonna walk into a lot of feminism. I feel like a lot of sisters are gonna deflect their abortions, their choices of abortion, and yeah, that's what I think.
And Ezekiel, how about you?
I think we're gonna walk into a lot of idolatry and a lot of foolishness, but let's get it in.
Definitely gonna be a lot of foolishness, but we're gonna get those cuts in.
I'm Soldier Ezekiel, and I'm here with
Sebastian,
and we're here to talk about abortion, one of the top leading causes of death in our communities. So let me ask you a question. Would you say that you love your people?
for sure, 100%.
Okay. And would you think that you could be pro-black or for your people if you support abortion?
100%. Yeah, I'm definitely pro-choice. Yeah. I feel like a woman, because it's her body, she has the right to choose whether or not she wants to have a child or not. So yeah, I'm fully supporting pro-choice.
Shalom, this is your boy Soldier Amakai here with another Cuts from the Street, and we're talking to our brother
Baby Jesus, man. What's up?
And we're talking about abortion. So my question to you, Baby Jesus, is this: can you be pro-black and pro-abortion at the same time?
That's a good question. To be pro-black and pro-abortion, nah, I don't think you could do both at the same time, because like if you're pro-black, like that's some shit you standing on, you for your people, you for your brothers, your sisters, all that shit. So it's like you for life type shit. And if you for abortion, that means you're for death basically. So like me personally, I don't think you could do both, honestly.
So via Judah back once again. Right now I'm here with my sister
Alexis.
Sister Alexis. Okay, sis, so we've been in the community asking some very important questions today, some things that are really significant in our communities, and that is the amount of black death that we have in our community. It's something that we really have to talk about. So now, what do you think is the cause, one of the major leading causes of black mortality in the black, quote unquote, African American community?
I have to say like crime, as far as like gang affiliation. I feel like that's big around this area. Obviously we know anything to do with the police, a lot of police brutality. Sometimes health as well. I say health as well. But those I would think would be the top three for me looking in. Yeah.
Okay, so you would think those are the top three.
Yeah.
Right, so we said gang violence, we said police brutality, and then health issues, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so would you be surprised to know that according to statistics, one of the leading causes since 1973 in our communities is abortion.
No, I wouldn't have thought that whatsoever. No, I wouldn't have thought that.
I'm Soldier Ezekiel, and I have
Rebecca.
And we're here to go over some things. I have a question for you, Rebecca.
Okay.
Would you say that you are pro-black?
Absolutely. I am black, so there's no way to be.
And what does that mean to you?
What does it mean to me? Well, there's several meanings to being pro-black. It's being proud of who you are, your heritage, where you come from, and just having a realistic of who I am. That's pro-black. And of course, fighting for my community every chance I can.
All right, this is LA edition, Cuts from the Streets. We out here downtown Los Angeles. It's your boy David Judith. I'm with who?
Trey.
Who else?
Alex.
Okay, all praises. So we out here to ask our people, what do they feel about abortion? So sis, bro, how do you feel about abortion in the black community?
I feel like if a woman wants to go through with abortion, then she should have every right to. Like, she shouldn't be able to not have to take care of what she wants to take care of. She can't take care of that baby. If the man can't take care of that baby, then she shouldn't have to be forced to do anything that she doesn't want to do.
Okay, all praises, all praises. You want to add on to that, bro?
I mean, it's kind of the same thing. Give people decisions. You know, it ain't my job to tell people what to do and what's right and what's wrong. So they feel they need to do.
Amethyst.
All praises, all praises. So we out here to ask the black woman, what does she feel about abortion? So sister, we know abortion is rampant in the black community. So what is your thoughts, your perspective on abortion?
Honestly, I feel like it's pro-choice. I'm pro-choice overall. As a black woman, I feel like if you're not ready, it's okay to have an abortion. And as a woman as well, it's our choice whether we want to have a baby or not. So I'm honestly all pro-choice.
What do you think is the leading cause of death in our community?
That's a tough question. There's so many things that's going on in our community, so it's really hard to narrow down on what is actually the leading cause of it, because I could name a few things. There's police brutality that's killing our people. We also have our own gang violence that's killing our people. We have leading causes such as like cancer, diabetes, high blood pressure. So I mean, there's a lot of things that our people are leading causes, unfortunately, of.
Okay. And you said some. Those are definitely some common things that we know happen in our community, as far as the police brutality. But the police brutality is actually one of the lowest causes of death in our community. And as you go up, the things you said, it does go up. You know, you go from the gang violence, and then you go to the obesity and heart disease and things like that. It goes up. But the number one thing that is the leading cause of death in our community is abortion.
Okay, all praises. So, in that, right? So, a lot of times, right, abortions, right? How do abortions come about in the black community?
Rape.
Okay, rape.
Horrible baby daddy.
Right, okay. So would you say bad choosing, bad choices of men?
Yep.
Okay.
Toxic relationship.
Okay.
No one wants to stay in a toxic relationship, especially when you're going to be a baby bound. Mm-hmm. So you're going to be stuck with that toxicity forever, which can cause more than just, it's just more than toxic. You'd be depressed, anxiety, just a downfall in your whole life because you chose to deal with something that you knew wasn't going to be good for you.
Okay, so if you are pro-choice, would you be pro-life?
Well, the definition of pro-life that you're talking about is like the group of like pro-life, and I'm not pro-life in that instance. I think life is important, but I am on the side of pro-choice, as in like I don't think that life begins at that stage that a lot of people think it begins at. I think it begins at birth.
So I'm going to hit you with a fact real quick. That over 19 million from the year 1970 up until today, over 19 million black children have been aborted by black people. Now, is that number significant to you?
Yeah, that's a lot. You said 19 million? Yeah, that's a lot. In a short amount of time too. Only 1970 to right now. That's not even a full 100 years. So that is pretty significant. That's a whole population. That could be a whole country if you wanted it to be. So yeah, that's very significant.
The black woman has aborted over 19 million babies. How do you feel about that number? 19 million since the 1970s to now. How do you feel about that number?
Well, 1970s to now, I feel like even then, black women weren't empowered, so we weren't in a predicament to even be able to take care of a baby or even have the funds to do so because it's a man's world. So at the end of the day, I really don't feel any, like, I understand why it would be like that.
Okay.
So would you say that you were pro-abortion?
I'm sort of have my own thoughts on that. I'm not pro, but I'm not also like for it. I'm sort of in the middle, I guess I would say.
So what does in the middle look like for you?
Well, I've done research before on rape victims, so that's probably why I would be like, well, sort of questioning about pro-abortion or not having abortions.
Do you know the origin of abortion?
I don't.
Okay, have you ever heard of the name Margaret Sanger?
Yes, I have. Now, I don't know too much, but I've heard that name. I've definitely heard the name. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so Margaret Sanger, in the early 1900s, she was a feminist, and she was affiliated with what was called the eugenics movement. Are you familiar with eugenics?
Yeah, no, not really.
Okay, so
I have definitely heard all of that, but that was in school a long time ago,
Okay.
so yeah.
All right. So eugenics is basically a study that says we want to get rid of the worst parts.
Okay, yes, I do remember that at school. I do remember reading about that at school.
Okay, what do you remember?
I do remember doing that. Yeah, what you just explained. Yeah,
Okay.
That, yeah.
And then society, being the society that we live in, who do they consider to be the worst parts of the society? Us, right?
Yeah.
The
black people.
There you go. Yeah. The black people, right? Yeah. So now then, Margaret Sanger, what she did was she said, okay, we have to devise a way to get rid of the negative parts of the human race, which would be the black people. So they came up with a couple of things. I want to read an article for you so that you know that this is actually fact-based and it is history. Can I get that article? Article number 2? Yep. Article number 2. You ready? Go ahead.
This is the USA Today. Sanger's Planned Parenthood mission. In a 1939 letter to Dr. C.J. Gamble, Sanger urged him to get over his reluctance to hire a full-time Negro physician, as the colored Negroes can get closer to their own members and more or less lay their cards on the table, which means their ignorance, superstition, and doubt.
Go ahead, read this.
Like the abortion lobby today, Sanger urged Dr. Gamble to enlist the help of spiritual leaders to justify their deadly work, writing, "We do not want word to go out that we want to exterminate the Negro population. And the minister is the man who can straighten out that idea if it ever occurs to any of their more rebellious members."
You see that? So she said that those people who want to not abort their babies are the rebellious of our people, but the ministers can change their mind. What do you think about that?
That's a pretty sneaky way to get people to, jump on board to that, because, as black people, I feel like we are very spiritual people, so to have a minister telling you, I think that's the right way to do it, that's a pretty sneaky way to get people to do that, and I think that's the way they probably did get people to do it,
With a study that has been done, it is said that over 19 million of African Americans have been aborted since 1973. Now that's more than the total of that's living today. Wouldn't you say that that is some sort of genocide?
I disagree. I don't think that it's life, so I don't think it matters. And even if it was, right, that's a woman's body. She has the right to choose. You know, you're a man. You know, we don't have the ability to carry children, so it's not within our right to say whether or not they can abort their kid or not.
Right. Right. So, were you aware that this has been in effect since 1939?
No, I wasn't.
Okay, Margaret Sanger is also the founder of a place called Planned Parenthood. Have you heard that?
Yes.
What happens in Planned Parenthoods?
I mean, it's a clinic. You can go and get abortions there. You can get Plan B. You can get all the different things, STD checks, all those different things there.
Let me ask you a question. Does Planned Parenthood, is this an organization that is out to educate our people on parenthood?
No.
Not at all. So the planning that they're doing is what? You can say it.
Abortion? I mean, getting rid of babies?
They're planning to get rid of our babies. They're planning for us to not be parents.
Okay, let me ask you this. Now, you don't have to answer it, but I'm going to ask it. Have you ever gotten an abortion before?
Yes.
Okay. Now, because a lot of times sisters say they were raped. That was the reason why they got abortion. Now, were you raped?
No.
Okay. So, like me, I ain't gonna lie. I had a sister get abortion, right? So I gotta ask you, what was your mindset of getting an abortion? Getting an abortion?
Like the reason why?
Yes.
Because I wasn't ready. I have goals. I just felt like I personally wouldn't be able to provide a better life for the child. So I just felt like one, I wasn't ready, and my partner wasn't ready as well.
Were you in your youth?
Yes, I was in my youth. Not young youth, but early youth. I mean, still, I guess maybe 21 or so. You would think that it's okay to still, have a child, but I personally felt like I was not ready. So I'm not gonna bring something into this world where I know that mentally I'm not there, physically I might not be there. So I'm not going to not be able to. I can't. You never know. You're never ready for a child, but mentally I wasn't there for that. So
I got with me who?
Sasha. Danny DeLise.
Antonio.
All praises. So we got family here. So we out here asking our people about abortion. The topic is about abortion, and we want to get the mind of our people, how they feel about abortion. So Sister Sasha, how do you feel about abortion? Is it right? Is it wrong? Does it benefit the black community? How do you feel?
Well, that's two questions in one. So yes, it is. It's no right or wrong to it. It's what's right for the person who's in the situation at the time. Is it beneficial to the black community? You can be standing on one side of the fence, and if that child will be born into poverty, born into a father that's probably incarcerated, which is, a high probability in the black community, born into a low economic, low educated community, then, if that's the decision that the mother or the party who is, pregnant at the time make, then, for their situation, it could be beneficial. On another side, it could be something that's adding to the extermination of the black community. But that'll never happen because we are from we're from the motherland, so that'll never happen.
Okay, all praises. Now, sister, how do you feel about the topic about abortion? What's your thoughts on it?
Oh man, I know a lot of people gonna hate me on this, but I'm definitely pro-choice. I cannot tell somebody what to do with their body and what they can't do with their body. It's like Sasha said, everybody has different types of situations. So I'm against people who use it as a form of contraceptive. But you also have individuals who were in situations like rape, or, they have children that they lost to the system for whatever reason, and they just continue to have babies. That's not right either. So I'm just more so on the fence with, is it right or if it's not? It has its pros and cons.
Okay, so you said pro-choice.
Yeah.
Okay, all praise. All right, my brother Antonio, how do you feel about that?
Well, hey, you can just dislike me. I'm against abortion 100%. I don't care. I believe if I'm here, how can I choose somebody? How can I say for me to be here or not be here? I'm here. You know what I'm saying? So how can I tell somebody else they shouldn't be here? So I'm 100% against abortions. If you're against abortions and you don't have any children, you should stop having sex. You should get married. You should find something else to do besides take a life.
like having a kid is like you're basically it's like you're taking this thing and you're making it basically take over your life, you know? And I don't think people should be forced to go through with that if they don't want to.
We used to scream black power while heroin was pushed. But at the end of the day, nothing's in vain. IUIC has been given a vision. The tents of Judah has risen. Many has attempted the mission, minor murmuring, omitting, and missing the mark. Just reading that he had the flame of fire in his eyes gave us the spark. We on Paul's mission. We out on the road, purple and gold, from Mexico, Cuba, Haiti, Ghana, Sierra Leone. 144,000 boots banging, concrete crackling. These are our men repented at heart. The scriptures is proof. IUIC, we deliver the truth.